Hi, today I'd like to show you another idea that you might use up some 5-inch squares for. I do like those 5-inch squares. Today I'm going to show you how to make a jewel box block. So I've made one of the blocks here and I'm going to make one for you. So we needed to have some half square triangle units in this jewel box block, and I have shown you how to make half square triangle units in a previous video in Quilting Tips and Techniques 006 in case you're wanting to have a look at that. So I've actually already made my half square triangle units here, and then we need to make up some 4 patches. So they're kind of just little units that make up the block. A lot of the more traditional blocks are often made up with sort of smaller units like that. So to make the 4 patches, we need to cut some 5-inch squares into 2.5-inch squares. So you can just divide. I've got 2 here. I've got a red and a dark blue, and I'm using these scrumptious Christmassy type fabrics. I just thought they looked so rich. So I'm going to cut my 5-inch squares in half, so at 2.5 inches, and then I need to cut them the other way at 2.5 inches too. So I'm using my board to help me line everything up, and I can see where the markings are lined up with my ruler, and I'm going to cut that into 2.5-inch squares. So they're all ready to go because the little 4 patches need 2.5-inch squares, and the half square triangle units, because we've made them from 5-inch squares, we've trimmed them down and they measure 4.5 inches. So when we put these 4 patches all together, they will also be a 4.5-inch block. So that's very convenient. So I've actually already cut some here that I'm going to use. So we just need to pair them up, a red and a blue, and then join them together into the blocks. So I'm just using my regular 1/4 inch seam allowance, and away I go. So this is a very versatile block. I have made it up as a large quilt using some 5-inch squares. I've actually made it several times. I've made table runners, all sorts of things with this. It's a great block, and with different colour backgrounds. It's really nice with a light background or dark, or whatever you like, really. Okay, so that's my little 2s together. I'll give them a quick press. I do like to press things as I go. I find I get a much better result in the end if everything's nice and pressed. It does seem to make quite a difference to how things come out. So I'm going to press all the seams towards that dark blue, because that way when we turn them around to make the little 4 patches, the seams will be going in opposite directions